Hey guys, I'm back. So, watch out. I need to stop saying I'm back. I took a short hiatus from football, coincidentally around the time of the semi-final. Let's just say I could see what was coming. But it is what it is. You can't avoid difficulties in life. You just have to face them head on. Same thing with football. Let's talk Arsenal. So I thought today I don't really want to address PSG. There's not really much to address. We're out Champions League, and we're out deservedly. You know, let's keep it. Let's keep that as that. Let's move on to what is the rest of the season. I mean, as much as we want to say it's dead rubber, it's not really dead rubber because we've got to focus on making it to the Champions League next season. You know, I mean, the point today was a good result. But there's a couple things to talk about, right? Not just Arsenal, man, just generally the rest of the league and a bit of Barcelona, Real Madrid. But I mainly want to just focus now on Arsenal. So Arsenal went away to Anfield today and drew 2-2 with Liverpool. And it's funny because I was talking to one of my work colleagues who's a Liverpool fan. And I basically said, honestly, I can see the best, I think the best result we get at Anfield is a draw. I can totally see a draw. And yeah, it's interesting. I was proved right. So what I wanted to do is just quickly talk about the Liverpool game and then just thoughts on Arteta as well, because there's been loads of discourse on Arteta. Is he the right man for Arsenal? Is he the guy to take us over the line? And I've made comments in the past, and I'm actually going to retract them, but I'll get onto that later. First, let's just talk about first things first. Liverpool 2, Arsenal 2, and we should have been 1-0 up. We should have been winning that match. We should have been 1-0 up. Saka misses a great chance. You know, he times his run to perfection. There's another chance as well where Partey dispossesses a Liverpool player, and we create an opening, but we don't really take advantage of it. But I think after those moments, even though I think we actually started decently, then it was clear that we looked like a side who had played a Champions League midweek game, because for the first goal, we were completely asleep. And Carragher, I don't know what Kivior, Saliba, and White are doing. White, I'll give you the blight. You're back from injury. It wasn't your best game. You definitely struggled, but it makes sense. You're playing at Anfield. It's Liverpool. Their fans want to see blood. We lost in midweek, and we did the guard of honor and all that sort of stuff. So you're probably thinking, okay, cool. It's not going to be an easy afternoon. And it wasn't an easy afternoon for Ben White, right? But that goal, I don't even know what that was. And Jamie Carragher made a comment. He made a comment post-match. And I have to say I agree with him, right? Saliba, for me, he's a top-notch player. And this is something I was saying last season. For some reason, people put Saliba clear of Gabriel. And I've never understood why. For the past 2 seasons, I've never understood why people have Saliba as clear of Gabriel, right? But I think I now know why. Carragher put it perfectly. As a player, Saliba is better. He's more composed, you know. His ability, his dribbling ability, you know, able to take the game, all of that sort of stuff. Even though Gabriel's passing is very, very underrated. His passing is really good. Like, he breaks the lines for fun with his passing. But Jamie Carragher put it perfectly. He said Saliba is a better player, Gabriel's a better leader. And it's so true. It is so true. Because my thing is, bro, Saliba, why are you not marshalling your play? Why are you not marshalling that back line? Kivior is asleep, just watching Gakpo. You and Ben White are watching, and Robertson. No one even gets any remotely tight to him. I'm like, what's going on here? So, yeah, Liverpool score. And then they scored again, you know, and then you're thinking, okay, great, here we go. And then we have to hang on in there with Raya making, and then we have to hang on with Raya making just, decent saves. But honestly, credit to the boys. Second half, change things around. I liked Martinelli going up front. I don't know why that's not happened. Like, the last time I've actually seen that happen was when we beat Leicester away 1-0, when Martinelli scored and he rotated with Trossard, 22-23 season, right? I've not seen, And I don't know what, and the thing is, I don't know why that's not been tried. Martinelli playing as the striker. That is definitely, and it's no coincidence that the team looked a bit better when those tweaks happened. And it was a good header by him. But we've got to address the elephant in the room. Not really an elephant. The Trent sub changed the game for me. And no Arsenal fan hat on here. This is just me being a normal football fan. It's, honestly, the fact that he's getting booed is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. Liverpool fans, I'm sorry, that is so stupid. Why are you booing him? Why are you booing a player who's helped you, who was a pivotal part of helping you win the Champions League, a pivotal part of helping you win your first league title, in donkeys, under Klopp, that is, a pivotal part in you winning this current league title. Like, it's so silly, really, really silly. I get it. I get the whole not leaving for a fee and all that sort of stuff, right? But he's not signed for your rivals. It's Real Madrid. We know how Real Madrid operate. If they could do this to Mbappe, who's playing at PSG getting tons of money, they can do this to Trent, who was getting nowhere near the money that Mbappe was getting. And even he was enticed, right, to wind down on to his contract on a free and go to Real Madrid. That's just what they do. And I'm not going to lie, I'm hopeful that Saliba signs his contract, because if he doesn't sign his contract within these next 2 years, Real Madrid will do exactly the same thing to him, right? And it's Liverpool's fault at the end of the day for not sending him. You gambled on not sending him. Maybe the player had his heart set on Real Madrid already. I don't know. But it's just dumb to boo him. Really, really is. I think it's so silly. Like, what you expecting from him? My man is giving you his life, his blood, sweat, and tears. Let him go to Real Madrid in peace. You didn't pay anything for him. Like, you got him for free. He came for your academy. Like, fair enough, you're not getting a chance. That's the only gripe they can have for. But like, why should they begrudge a guy who's won pretty much everything at Liverpool, right? To go to it just doesn't make any sense to me. But anywho, I ain't complaining, because that substitution, the boos, you felt like the whole energy, it changed the game. It changed the game, and it really helped us, because then we scored a goal. Of course, Trent plays Marino on side. And it's annoying because obviously if we stay 11v11, we look the likeliest side to win, right? But all in all, it's a decent result for us. And I want to talk quickly about Mikel Arteta. Thirsty. So, because I'm not going to lie, I like some of his comments, right? I like some of his post-match comments, but I'm not here for the excuses about 10 men or availability and blah, 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 blah. First off, the 10 men stuff, bro, that's a you issue. Yeah, watch my previous videos earlier in the season. I don't have time for victim mentality. I really don't have time for this victim mentality. Woe is me, the referees are so bad. They're bad for everyone. They're bad for everyone. The referees are not the reason why the players just have head loss and just do stupid things. The referee was not the reason for Marino being careless in possession today and then committing that stupid foul. Referee's not the reason that Trossard kicks the ball away stupidly after your own player after Declan Rice got sent off for kicking the ball away like a couple games ago. The referees are not the reason for Saliba tugging Evan Nilsson when he could just back himself in a foot race and trust Raya. A lot of our red cards, probably Miles Lewis Skelly's the only red card. Fair. Like, come on. I think he can't be saying that. He can't be the 10 men thing. That's a you issue, bro. That's a squad issue. That's what you're telling your players to do. They're clearly not learning their lesson. And the availability thing, bro, again, that's a you issue. That is you or the board's squad building. That it's just that simple. That's your squad building, bro. Who told you not to buy a striker? Who told you not to buy a winger? Who told you not to buy another midfielder? Who told you not to buy cover for Emil Smith Rowe? You said that you're the one that made that decision. You acted like you were going to play Waneri, but you've not given him as many minutes as one would expect. You've given him some minutes, fair. But you can't do that, bro. You can't make these excuses. And I've had some time, I've been thinking about it recently with Arteta, right? I got asked, am I Arteta in or Arteta out? And it's interesting because I said midway at the season, I actually think it's time for him to go. And I'm not going to lie, it may seem flip-floppy, but I actually want to retract that statement. I think it would be the dumbest decision Arsenal could make if we sacked Mikel Arteta. It's dumb. It is stupid. Yes, his decision-making in the crucial moments are dumb, are questionable. The cup exits, the home exits this season, the Carabao Cup, losing at home to Newcastle, losing at home to Man United, losing at home to PSG. It's not a good look. Yes, it's not a good look. The too little, too late show with PSG. Like, we played good. That first half, we played good and we were still losing. But where was that performance? First half at home in the game. That is what really won the tie, if I'm being honest. At least for them, anyway. Yeah, it's true. It's true. He's can be a bit egotistical, a bit, egotistical, a bit deluded in some of his post-match comments. But some of the discourse I've been hearing, oh yeah, it's not good enough. It's not good enough. What's not good enough? And this, I had to tell myself this. I'm like, wait, Tosin, what's not good enough? Arsenal in the 2020 to 2021 season finished 8th. Season after, we should have finished 4th. We bottled it. But we finished 5th. Season after, no one expected us to win the title. No one expected us to even challenge for the title. We were just hoping for top 4. And we were a surprise title challenger. And poor decision making in January, and we bottled the league. Fair, we finished 2nd. Next against a juggernaut Man City that won the treble. Next season, we missed out on the league by what, 2 points? Pushed Man City all the way. Bottled it. Fair, we did bottle it. Right? This season, we're 15 points behind Liverpool. We finished. It looks like we're gonna finish 2nd. I believe we will. We're gonna, even with the injuries and the issues. I'll be so surprised if we don't beat Newcastle at home next week, or at least draw against them. But yeah, so in the league, the performance isn't that good. But Champions League, last season we got knocked out quarterfinal by Bayern Munich, but this season we reached the semi-final on the way, and in the process destroying the champions of Europe. So there's clear progression, and there's not just progression in terms of the club's results. There's progression in terms of, this season poor, but there's clear progression in squad building. Like, you look at the team, there's a clear spine, there's a clear structure from back to front. All that's missing is just that striker. But there's leaders in attack, Bukayo Saka. There's leaders in midfield, Declan Rice. Odegaard should be one, but he wasn't. But he hasn't been acting like one. Though, if not for him, Mourinho doesn't score his goal today. Partey, Saliba, Big Gabby. There's structure, there's spine, timber. So the standards are way higher, way higher. The infrastructure in terms of what's going on in the club, like, you can't look at his tenure without looking at these things. And I know that I'm going to get to Spurs and United later, but I know people always make this argument about trophies, right? And it's true. He does need something to show for this. Like, this can't be an opportunity missed. That's why this summer, I know we say it every season, but this summer is huge for him. I think if he gets it wrong this summer, then and after one more season, then yes, the sack. For me, I'm 50-50 on him. I don't think we should sack him. I don't think Arsenal should sack him. We're not going to anyway. He's probably the safest underperformer in world football currently. The most comfy underperformer in world football. But if I look at that, is that really underperforming? It really isn't. That for me is year-on-year progression. Now, it's just not been enough to win a trophy, right? Does that mean he's not done a good job at Arsenal? No. So I don't think, and I also don't subscribe to this view that, oh yeah, like if you sack him, who do you bring in? No, there's people we can bring in. There's people we can bring in. Look at what Inzaghi's doing. There's people you can bring in. And even if you don't get like an Inzaghi or Simeone or something, look at Slot. If you get a manager with the right profile, a manager that has got a good plan, a good structure as to what he wants to do to bring to the team, then bro, like with the right squad in place and the right infrastructure, you can come in and do a good job. You can come in and do a good job. Look at Slot. It's not to say that next season won't be tougher for him, but look at Slot. Like the Liverpool's team, Klopp did a good job of building that team. They have a good attack. They had a decent midfield. They had a decent defense. Like he didn't really need to do much, you know. But phenomenal job to Slot. But I think this course on Arteta, it needs to be balanced. Yes, his decision making in crucial moments has cost the team. His lack of rotation, his stubbornness in not specifically going after what the club needs. You know, that's the thing you can fault him on. You know, like when the time has been right for the team to strike and make a real blow, we didn't. You know, and we didn't capitalize on it. And I think that's probably the only thing you can say against him, because you can't knock what you can't. As much as I can critique him, you can't knock what he's been able to do with this team. Like our team, like literally the team has been decimated by injuries this season, but we were still able to reach a Champions League semi-final. And yet, though the league was done by like February, the fact is that even though it's 15 points, we've still been the closest team to at least challenge Liverpool. So I think look, there's hallmarks there, and plus people forget this is his first proper managerial job. It's just that it's so as good as well as he's done. Expect him to take lots of L's. As what he said in his press conference today, like lots of learning. Look at PSG, who were heralded as potential Champions League favourites. How many times have they failed over and over and over and over again with good managers? Tuchel, you know, Ancelotti. How many times they failed over and over and over? Unai Emery, who people were saying, oh, he's better than Arteta, right? Look how many times they failed, like, and now they're reaching the Champions League semi-final. Like this is. Yes, it would be nice to do what Liverpool did, you know, with a Slot, you know, but that's what you call, look, a manager came in and he made pretty much every single right call, and that's where he probably fought Arteta. He's been very, very, what's the word? He feels himself a bit too much in terms of these make-a-wish signings like Havertz, and yeah, like I'm gonna bring it up. Havertz, you didn't need to buy him, bro. You didn't need to buy him. Rice, good signing. Timber, good signing. Yeah, even though he proved to be a decent player for us, just buy what we need. So this summer's gonna be big, but I don't think we should. I think it's nonsensical to. In hindsight, it's nonsensical for me to even say, yeah, he needs to go. No, like he shouldn't. He shouldn't. Like I don't care what anyone tells me. Spurs have lost 20 games this season in the league. The club is a mess. Yet they're in a Europa League final. United have lost 17 games this season. Like, let's just put that into context. These teams are 16th and 17th. They're 16th and 17th. They are literally above relegation. Above relegation. And they're both in a Europa League final, a European Cup final, and they have an opportunity to be in the Champions League. Are you really telling me you would trade their season for ours? And no, I wouldn't. I would not. I don't care. I'm sorry. The people like to use this trophy thing as these two clubs, there's no progress there. There's no structure in place. There's no plan. There's no long-term vision. There's no breeding ground for growth. Whereas with Arsenal, you honestly can't say that. I just think we need to stop messing around and actually be diligent in the transfer window. Which, okay, great. Zubimendi, good. That's a good start. We need more. Sign Partey to a new contract. Let's get things moving. So those are my honest views on Arteta. I think it would be silly for us to get rid of him. He should stay. He should stay, and let's see what he does after this season. Then okay, cool. No defense for him, because bro, you've had the time. It's your squad now. And now just to close it out, we'll just talk about the rest of the league. Honestly, I'm really impressed by Crystal Palace. Really impressed. Because people forget, it wasn't so long ago that, like Glasner was under pressure, you know. He was under pressure, obviously. The Nketiah buy, it wasn't working. It didn't pan out as well as it did. They tried to shoehorn him and Mateta into the team and whatnot, and obviously Wharton injuries, Eze injuries, but man, oh man, they found their groove, man. They found their groove, and I really want them to win of course I want them to win the FA Cup against City, but wow, and it's no hard feat to beat Spurs nowadays. But still, to what they're doing is honestly, man, I got nothing but respect for it. Brentford as well, 4 wins in a row, pushing for Europe. They were, and it wasn't so long ago. They were under pressure as well. You know, I gotta commend Thomas Frank, man. Such a good manager, man. Like this league, it's crazy because you can look at it from an Arsenal lens, but man, like what's going on from 3rd to 10th. Man, like it's been very, very fierce, very, very competitive, and you got to give credit. Even they lost at home. Bournemouth, they're going out with a whimper. They're kind of going out with a whimper, but even they've contributed to this. You know, like their form in the season, taking points off of Arsenal, taking points off of City. These teams they've done so well. But what's going on with Nottingham Forest? I don't like that. Like, why is the owner coming on the pitch and berating Nuno Espirito Santo? Why? I get it. Champions League, tensions are running high. You want to push, but like if they them getting Europa League is huge. Like Forest has no right to be where they are. They're punching above their weight, and I think I don't think the manager. I don't think the owner should be doing that, man. I think you should be applauding this team because it's disappointing not to beat Leicester at home, but in the grand scheme of Nottingham Forest this season, they've been phenomenal. Fulham as well, man. It's so annoying because like these teams, they've all in a way they've taken points from us, but you can't knock them for what they're doing this season. I'm honestly really, really impressed. Like there's so many teams that have caught the eye. I could tell you, I knew for free Newcastle were going to beat Chelsea at home. You know, the race for Champions League or to finish second is interesting, but I think Arsenal will finish second, to be honest. Newcastle are obviously going to push us, but I'll be shocked if we don't beat them at our ground next week. I'll be shocked if we don't beat them at home. I think we'll beat them. Obviously, Marino's suspended. I think Trossard looked like he went off injured. We're just going to have to make stuff happen. Maybe play Ethan. Ethan, Martinelli and Saka, or Sterling, Martinelli and Saka. I don't know, man. But you're just going to need to make something happen. That's all I have for, like, just real quick talking about the Premier League. Just things that caught my eye. But, like, bruh, United and Spurs, 16th and 17th. It's crazy. I'll just keep them on that. Chelsea as well. It wasn't so long ago you saw all these comparisons of Maresca and Arteta and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, they're in a European final, but come on. Europa Conference League. And then it's funny, Europa Conference League, I saw a Chelsea fan posted one more European Cup to complete this set. I'm like, you are joking. Fair play. We haven't, but you are joking. If you are joking, like, bro, you're beating Djurgården. Like, what? This is literally like the championship equivalent of a European Cup. The equivalent of it. But anywho, is what it is. You know, West Ham can claim European Cup, all this sort of stuff. So I just keep stim on that. What was the point I was gonna make? Lastly, Barcelona, man, they own Real Madrid. 4 wins in a row now. They absolutely own Real Madrid. 6 goals in one half. 6 goals in one half. It's crazy. And the thing is, when you look at the game, when you look at the match, you're thinking, bruh, Barcelona actually got some grit in them. I know they went out to Inter Milan, but they've got some grit because they don't know when they're beat. They really don't know when they're beat. And I think that's such a great quality for such a young team because I'm not gonna lie, I look at them as like this. Of course, the defense ain't the greatest, but the fact that they're able to go down, like concede early, and yet always bounce back. But you already know my feelings on Lamine Yamal. I pronounced it right this time. If just watch his goal. This guy's the best player in the world, man. Like he's irresistible player. Irresistible. But anywho, guys, thank you for your time. Don't let football steal your energy. Don't let football steal your joy. If you needed to take a break away from it, take a break away from it. And then we come back and we regroup. Thank you so much for listening. Take care.